Acting with mercy and kindness online. Acting with kindness and mercy. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and rich in love. Psalms 145:8. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ God forgave you. Ephesians 4:32. Um, you go on Facebook or you go on any social media. Facebook's a big one that you see it a lot of the times is people make a post and then someone comments under them and they're not very compassionate or forgiving, and instead of responding back and starting this internet warrior war, as we like to call it, um, just respond with them and say I forgive you, or be compassionate and love and try to love them. Be your Christian self online, and hopefully that kind of environment will take and storm if a lot more people started doing that, and it might clean up a lot of the places on the internet, and people might act nicer and kinder, and you wouldn't have people being mean to each other back and forth, and just showing that extra kindness and mercy when you don't maybe agree with someone. It's great that you don't have to agree with someone, but you can still be kindful and merciful to them. And this picture on the right here, make people feel loved today. You can make them feel kind today. You can make them feel that you gave them mercy today. You don't have to be mean to them all the time. How should we act? Encourage us to put physical and virtual neighbors with a love and justice that goes beyond the individual. Page 95 of Network and Theology. Be authentic. Don't change yourself. Be authentic, but make sure that when you're being kindful and merciful, that it comes across authentically online. Because online and when you're in person are completely different sometimes for people, and it's hard to tell when someone is being authentic online versus offline. And words still have meaning online. You make that post, and being mean is not always a good thing. From the Community Disciple on social media, these are some of the 5 tips. Be a good host. Do not treat social media like other communication. Do not do everything at once. Do not sanitize the space, so cleaning up negative comments, and be intentional about one's responses. So being a good host, what is that? That can be, being nice. When someone posts online, you might make the initial post, and then someone might comment and not agree with your post. But you can still be that good host, and you can reach out to them privately. You don't have to talk to them in the public space of Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You can do it privately and be that good host and talk to them about their perspective. Don't treat social media like other communication. You don't need to respond to them. Like as I just said, you can talk to them in person, you can email them, you can make it so it's not online where you don't see the person and there's no real connection, because that's what a lot of people is. They're like, oh, I can say it because it's online, and it doesn't feel like in person. You don't need to do everything at once. You don't need to try to be everything, and you can just do one little thing and work your way from there. You don't need to sanitize the space. So basically what that means is someone makes that bad comment, you don't need to delete it or remove it. Hopefully the people that are with you in the community will, or the group or like whatever you're posting to, will see that comment, and hopefully they'll be like, we love you, we care for you, I hope you're, instead of berating them and having this like battle of perspective and a fight starting to occur online where nothing except people get frustrated and it just kind of wrecks their day, but show that you care for them. So that would be, intentional about how you respond to it. Like I said, you can pull them off to the side and private message them, and that's probably the best way to actually help them, so you can show and be kindful to your neighbors. How should the church act? Foster the fruits of the Spirit. The 12 fruits of the Spirit, patience, love, joy, kindness, peace, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control, are great things as Christians that we get to have and that we should foster more of. And even in the online world, I think we do a pretty decent job in person, but the online world, seeing love and kindness in that, and these fruits of the Spirit are very hard sometimes to see, and depending on where you're searching and where you're at. Make it a goal to be part of their mission statement, maybe. So if the church is trying to foster that online community of the fruits of the Spirit, because they have a really good fruits of the Spirit offline, so in their congregation at church and like in person, but online where it's not really seen as the church, and so they try to foster those things and make sure people realize that you're doing it here, now transfer it over here, which would be really easy to do, but it might be harder than it seems and sounds like. Check to make sure that the congregation is acting in this manner. So, maybe you put this into play and then you check on it in a month, in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year. And hopefully you kind of take like targets and you make your marks of like, this is what I hope to see in 3 months and 6 months and a year. And hopefully, from your little church or however big your church is, you see other growth and you see expanding into your community and everywhere else in your life. Sources, we've got the Bible, we've got Networked in Theology, Negotiating Faith and a Digital Culture by Heidi A, Campbell and Stephen Garner, and Community Discipleship and Social Media by Myron Williams, Southland Christian Church, Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you for watching.